Okay, I believe this is working better now. Got a better shot. So you are looking at a live picture of my current Tannin tank. This is a aquarium featuring products from Tannin Aquatics, and I've done a whole playlist worth of videos on this tank. If you're interested, just go to my YouTube channel on Fincasters, and there's a playlist on everything from this tank when it was completely empty to adding all of the little pods and driftwood and leaves and all kinds of stuff that make this a Tannin aquarium. Now, I've actually worked a little bit to reduce the amount of tint in this water just to see if I could. That's not to say that I don't like it, and if you look at this 55-gallon aquarium from one end to the other through 4 feet of water, you'll see that there's still a pretty significant tint in there. If there's anybody watching this right now, just ping me with a question so I know that you're there. But I believe I'm seeing that there's a number of viewers already on there. So I want to talk about this aquarium a little bit because it's about to undergo a really interesting change. Now, and I want to get a little bit closer so you can see what's generally just called botanicals. Botanicals refers to the pods that are in there, and all the names of these are on the second video in the series, the names of everything. You can see the magnolia and catappa leaves. When those went in there, those were full, thick leaves, and now they have pretty much disintegrated into nothing. But that's the point, is that you want this stuff to go into your aquarium and then you want it to disintegrate. There's a pod right there that I have put down in the gravel. I'm hoping that the apistogrammas in the aquarium will come out and maybe do a little bit of breeding, but haven't had a lot of success with that. And one of the reasons I believe is that the pH in this aquarium is quite high for reasons I haven't been able to figure out. What I'm going to, I've just set the phone down for just a second, and I'm going to put some food in there and get these fish a little bit more active. And one of the things that I think it'll be fun to look for in the next 5 minutes or so is I've added 3 catfish called driftwood cats, but they are extremely nocturnal and they're very shy, but I have been able to coax them out a little bit by using the scratchers from Extreme Aquatic Foods. And I'll mention right up front, they're a sponsor, but they've provided me with a lot of food, and I have found that plecos and catfish absolutely love them. And then you'll see the other fish as well. And I've also added a couple of other new fish to this tank. We'll talk about those, and then I'll talk about the change that's coming up in this aquarium that I think you all will be very excited about, especially based upon some of the comments I've seen since I posted the original videos on this aquarium. Give me just a second, I'll put the food in. By the way, this is what the food looks like. Oops, my dog thinks it's for him. No, get down, Boone. Get away from the camera. I don't want to knock the camera off the tripod. So this is the food going in the aquarium. I usually take these discs. They're a little bit smaller than a dime. And you can see that everything in the tank likes them, but the catfish just seem to go nuts for them. And you don't have to break them up, except that it just makes it so that more fish can access it more easily. And so I'll just put a couple of these in here and we'll see if we don't see the driftwood cats come out. Alright, so I've just added, I just saw a driftwood cat over in the corner, so they are aware of the food being in there. They do not like the camera, however, I can tell you that. I've added some blue rams to go along with the checkerboard cichlids the apistogrammas. There's an apisto right there, and you see the checkerboard cichlids. Everything is looking really good. Oh, and look, here comes a driftwood catfish. And he does not want to be on camera, but he really wants the food. So that's cool. Here comes the second one. I put 3 in here 2 weeks ago, and I have yet to see all 3 at the same time. But as soon as they saw the phone coming over towards the aquarium, they kind of disappeared. That little guy right there is the male apisto. Gosh, and I can't remember. And now I'm having a brain fart. I can't remember exactly what variety of apisto that is, but he is the dominant fish in this entire aquarium. And then as we pan across, we can take a look at, that's the female. Where is she? There she is. And there's 2 pairs of those in here. I'm sorry, I can't remember the varieties. It's in one of my other Fincast. And then I've added a couple of that's a Farlowella cat, and then right behind it is a sort of a typical whiptail stick catfish. When I was talking to Mike Tushinardi of Coral Magazine and Amazonas Magazine, who's the one who turned me on to this concept to begin with, he suggested that I get the Farlowella catfish because they will eat a lot of the crud that grows on the driftwood, crud like that. And this piece back here was pretty well covered with it, and since I put those catfish in there, it's all gone. So anyway, and of course I've got the bleeding heart tetras, which are actually indigenous to the Amazon River Basin, and even though those are pretty and they're pink, they are perfect for this biotope. So at any rate, there is, right in there, hiding, a driftwood cat. And when he moves, you'll see him. If I can't get him to come out, he's right in there behind the checkerboard cichlid and very well camouflaged underneath that piece of pod. There's my dog, by the way. That's Boone. Boone, look at the people. Good boy. All right. That's who you just heard coughing. I started out with several of these bloodfin tetras, and all but one of them died, even though they were feeding and looking healthy. And it's been suggested by some folks who are smarter than me when it comes to fish diseases that it may have been neon tetra disease, that other small tetras besides neons can get them, can get that disease. But anyway, so anyhow, we're looking at the tank, and one of the things that I've been pinged on, and probably rightly so, excuse me, for this tank is that terrible blue background, and that's blue paint that I painted on the back. This aquarium years and years ago was set up in my office at an ad agency, and it was at that time a marine aquarium, and the blue worked pretty well for that kind of standard marine background. But it is not at all natural with my Amazon biotope. Well, I've been working with Cobalt Aquatics and did some interviews. They are now carrying a European line of in-aquarium backgrounds that look very natural, very rock-like. And they have said that they are sending me one, and when it gets here, I'll need to empty this aquarium. Oops, wait a minute, there's the driftwood cats. I'll need to empty this aquarium and then replace, there we see my driftwood cats. Wow, that's awesome. They really like to hide, and I provided them with a lot of places to do that, but they really like those scratcher tablets. So how about that? Glad that worked out. As soon as I put the phone up there, they run and hide. So if the background comes before Memorial Day, that may become my Memorial Day weekend project. One of the things that Mike Tushinardi, my aquarium hero, said is that he thinks we keep our aquariums too clean, and then he started talking about that in an interview I did with him, and talking about he'd been snorkeling in the Amazon and talking about all the mulm and detritus that gathers on the bottom of fish tanks and how the fish live in all of that, and we needed to find kind of that happy place between what's a pleasing looking aquarium in our home and what makes the fish happy. And so this whole new line of stuff from Tannin Aquatics makes that possible. And so they send you these leaves and these pods, and you literally boil them and put them in the tank, and your water gets that tea stain to it, and initially it was much more tea stained than this, and it gives you some really interesting aquascaping situations. And then, especially for me, because I like the dwarf cichlids, the cichlids start hanging out in and around all this stuff you have on the bottom and moving in and around in a very natural way. And of course, as soon as I try to show you, they start hiding, but that's what they do. Here they come. At any rate, so I think what this aquarium is missing is I'm going to have to replace the leaves, and I've got some more that I ordered from Tannin Aquatics, and also magnolia leaves work very well, and I happen to have a magnolia tree in my backyard, so I'll be boiling up some of those. But I'm going to wait, and we'll see when that background comes, and when that happens, I'll put all these fish in a side aquarium for a day or so. I'll insert the background, and then we'll be showing you a new one. And by the way, this is a live Fincast, but I'll be recording another Fincast on probably a different topic in the meantime. That'll be going live sometime this week, probably on Thursday or Friday. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and let me know what you think. Please subscribe to Fincasters if you haven't done so already. Bye.